Hello, everyone. I'm overwhelmed with joy that someone has taken the time to create a new Elder Scrolls game, what is quite similar to the original one. Of course, story-wise, it has nothing in common with the Elder Scrolls, but gameplay-wise, it is almost the same as Skyrim. Today, we will look at the game carefully and then decide if it is a good decision to buy it or not. Apart from that, I will also give some useful tips and an overall overview of the game, Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. So the game starts with you being in jail, and the first person on our vision is a guard who will ask you a few questions about who you are and what you are doing. This is the first step where you actually will get your first extra bonuses for your character. Even if I realized later that my mana regeneration was not sufficient, I decided to keep my original selection of becoming a battle mage, which I felt would be the best option. Believe or not, but it is one of the best choices I have ever made. But the game was not as successful as it could have been due to the fact that we only had 3 good spells, while the rest of the ones we found were a big disappointment. Maybe at some point in the future I will be able to locate more spells, but for now we were primarily using our Burning Ember spell as it was very efficient in terms of mana usage. And at the coast, you can find one of the best healing spells called Mother's Blessing. It will be located right after the jail tutorial in one of the bodies. With this spell, you can forget about crafting potions and collecting crafting items for them as your inventory space is limited. And I really do not recommend picking up all items what you see on your way. One of the unfortunate aspects was that I had to carry all items in my inventory because there was no place where to keep them until they decided to bring a new update where they added a stash. Thanks. There's no traditional character class system, but there are attributes and skills what you can invest in various ways. Strength will improve your melee damage and armor, while reducing the stamina cost of attacking and blocking. Dexterity increases attack speed and range damage, makes you more resistant to status effects, and decreases the stamina cost of dashing and shooting arrows. Spirituality increases your total mana, your mana regeneration, magic armor, and overall spell power. Perception boosts the chance to land critical hits, reduces how much sound you make while sneaking, and improves lockpicking. Endurance increases your total health pool, max stamina, and overall carrying capacity. Practicality improves your chances of finding extra loot, lower store prices, and boost your crafting abilities. There is also a proficiency system, what allows you level up your character in order of your actions. That means a proficiency system levels things up just by doing them. Jump more often and you will be able to jump higher, or use sprinting more often and it will increase your movement speed. There are a lot of proficiencies like one-handed, two-handed, blocking, athletics, light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, archery, evasion, agility, sneak, theft, magic, alchemy, cooking, and hand crafting. Also, we have a passive skills, which ones we are getting at a certain time while leveling our attributes. At the beginning of the game, 3 skills from each skill tree will be available to use right away. With the goal of making things easier for us, we are taking the Enchanted Backpack, which increases your carrying capacity by 25. And then we will get another upgrade when we finish the side quest. This kind gentleman will provide you with a lasting upgrade item, which will enhance your carrying capacity by 15. Crafting a seagull mask is the final requirement necessary to complete this quest. The quest system was a nice feature, as you could get nice rewards, like permanent boosts for your character. But unfortunately, the quest system was a bit broken. I didn't feel like it was working properly because the tracking system not always was working. We have to remember that the game is in early access and there will be a lot in-game problems, but project will definitely progress and grow, and all problems will be fixed. I'm absolutely sure that if the developers keep releasing new content, this game will become highly popular. But for now, there's a small island to explore, and it'll take you about 20 hours to investigate every corner and complete all the quests. I could not manage to finish the game even though I spent nearly 15 hours playing it. But I stopped playing after I noticed one in-game bug. After I entered the building, I was presented with a strange and unusual scene, and there was nothing I could do besides quitting the game. There was another issue with enemies, where I was able to glitch them with a magic spell. That's how I killed the most dangerous enemies and creatures. All of these minor bugs and problems will eventually get fixed, but until then, I will not be returning. After looking into a few reviews of this game, I noticed that none of them actually discussed the actual condition of the game or whether it is truly worth the £24 that you spend to get access to a tiny island and a host of in-game problems. But to buy or not, we will decide a bit later. Visuals maybe is not a best for 2023, but it was good enough to enjoy a game, especially for this medieval century time. Game atmosphere is quite dark and mystical, with impressive objects, statues, dead bodies, mystical unknown activities, and impressive art styles. Part of that in the game is a lot to discover, as they have mysterious caves, dungeons, and abandoned houses with a ton of enemies to fight and items to obtain. It's amazing that they offer items that are not so common and come with additional bonuses. And one of the best was a double-handed sword who had an additional ability to deal a double damage if you perform a heavy attack, but bear in mind, it will use a lot of your stamina. Oh, we also have a weapon and gear upgrade system, what I liked a lot, as we could upgrade our weapons and gear to +1, +2, and more. Lockpicking was another story. All chests were with the same lock. Really? Sometimes I really was feeling that creators was creating a game with copy and paste feature. Due to the fact that the number of chests at the game will not be plentiful, it would be a good idea to add additional covert spots where gamers could receive exclusive items. Otherwise, lockpicking system was not really needed feature as there was nothing to unlock. Monsters and enemies. I was quite happy with a variety of enemies, as we have massive orcs, bears, humans, goblins, and much more. We encountered some small boss battles in the game, and there are still some larger ones that I haven't gotten to, because I have not yet reached the end of the game. But for sure I will play and try to reach an end if everything will be fixed. We have some exciting news. The new update has fixed the quest system and the skill that was malfunctioning. Looks like they do some hot fixes, but my main one is still there and a problem with enemies as well. The question is still there. Do we actually have to start the game right now? Do we have to buy it? And my answer will be, no, it is too early. When they will expand a map and fix a lot in-game problems, then will be right time to jump in. Price tag is just too high, but for sure they have done nice work, and I believe with the right choices, the game will be super fun to play. And I want to mention another small problem with actual enemies. When you will clear all map from them, there will be left only you and only you. Because a lot of spots after clearing them from enemies were empty. They have to make more respawns and bigger variety of enemies. I apologize if I didn't give a glowing review of the game, but there were problems that couldn't be ignored. But no matter what, it was still enjoyable. Since they added some updates and I had some unfortunate error, maybe because I killed one of the main town guards who was starting a fight self, I started the game one more time from the beginning, since I wanted to test some other builds. In the meantime, I will continue playing the game if there will be not much else to do, and I will definitely create another video when the second chapter will be released. Because it will be a great time to dive into a game for those who have not tried it out. Really, thank you for those who were here with me, and if it is not so hard, then subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you already on next one. Bye-bye.